Who am I? Well, to put it simply, I'm a filmmaker. To be a little more specific, I love being a creative. I love the film industry. I love the business of it. I love having the freedom to create anything that can really tell a story. But it wasn't always like that for me. In high school, I wasn't the most popular kid. I played a lot of sports, but I wasn't the most liked person. When I was a junior, I started this elective course called video production. And what that entailed was every morning we would go into class first period and we would learn how to do our own studio productions, our own live productions. And I loved that. I loved learning about that stuff. Whether it was on a camera doing that or behind the scenes in the control room switching. Those two positions was what really made me fall in love with that part of this industry. And I did a lot there. I did any of the field productions we did, like for sports. We had a volleyball game that I was on camera for, which was a really cool experience. Just standing there in the gymnasium on a studio camera for a few hours. It's awesome. I like it. And that's what really sparked my interest into being a creative. When I got into college, I went to a community college that I had a scholarship to go play basketball for. And the degree I chose there was digital communications and media, which was the same concept as what I learned in high school. And we did a lot of the same stuff. One of my classes was we had gone into the studio there at the college, and we would learn how to do lighting, audio, CGI, directing, and switching. And it was awesome. I loved the people there. But my college days at that college didn't last very long. I dropped out about 2 months before my semester was over, and I went back to work and worked with my father in construction for about a year and saved up money. And my mom had told me about this school down in Florida that was for film production. And I never really thought about getting into the film aspect of stuff. But I looked it up, looked it over, and I decided to take a leap and go for it. And within the first couple months I was there, my whole point of view of everything completely changed. As soon as I got my hands on my very first mirrorless Panasonic GH5, which is actually kind of the same camera I'm using right now, I loved it. And learning all of that stuff, making your own movie, getting more in depth on editing, and just, it was an experience, and I loved it. And that's what got me into this industry. But about 6 months into that program, the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and I was forced to go back home because we were doing no contact. And I eventually did graduate from that school, but it was while doing it online, which didn't really help me. And then I had to come up with a decision whether to drop that career choice or to try and do it again. And what I ended up choosing was I took a huge leap of faith and moved back down to Florida to come to Full Sail. I love this industry, and coming to Full Sail has really opened my mind to everything that's possible in this industry and what I know I can achieve. And being here is only letting me put my best foot forward and really proving myself as a filmmaker.